Hello there, my friend, and welcome to the Disney Travel Secrets Podcast. We are your hosts and also travel agents, Rob and Kerri Stuart, coming to you from the Creating Magic Vacation Studio right in Disney's backyard, and that is Windermere, Florida. You're listening to episode number 417, original air date February 10th, 2025.
And since we recorded last week's episode before Agent Palooza, which started on January 29th, we have a lot to catch up on and a lot of people to thank.
Including something we have never done, and that is to have an official restaurant partner for both Disney Travel Secrets and Creating Magic Vacations.
And I bet you won't be able to figure out who it is.
Nope.
But speaking of food, who is hungry? So since it is the week of Valentine's Day, we're talking about couples trips to Disney World and some great romantic places to dine.
Including our favorite restaurants in each of the parks, so let's do this. And keep in mind, you will hear a lot of thank yous on today's show.
Welcome to Disney Travel Secrets with your host, Rob and Kerri Stuart, the founders of Creating Magic Vacations and authorized Disney vacation planner. They are still a very popular Disney podcast, and not just with their friends and family. Every Monday for over 5 years, they've been bringing you the best and most up-to-date information about all things Disney, the parks, the cruises, and also the luxury of Adventures by Disney. Make sure to follow them on Instagram, where they share content that's mentioned on this very show. Now, here comes the rope drop.
We are on what we call a post-Agent Palooza high, or what we call the Agent Palooza blues. So.
I know, so sad. And the Super Bowl was yesterday. We don't know who won, but it wasn't my Denver Broncos. That I do know.
That is true. You got the shirt on. But first, a quick reminder. We do still have spots available for our private Adventures by Disney trip to Disneyland, which is in September. We really thought it would be sold out by now.
I know, right?
I know you probably did think that too, but it's not.
Yeah, and if you love Disney and Disney history and you want something to get you totally psyched for this trip, here is a book to get. It's called Walt Disney, an American Original by Bob Thomas.
For those of you on YouTube watching us, it is one of the two books behind us, along with Bob Weiss's Dream Chasing. But Walt Disney, an American Original, again by Bob Thomas, absolutely the most complete be-all, end-all when it comes to Disney history. And reading this will make you want to come with us and see many of the things that is talked about in the book.
Now, you've been really enjoying reading it.
I know, it's really very, very, almost in some places a little too detailed. It goes back to the 1800s and talks about Walt's grandparents and his parents. So it's very detailed, but for you Disney buffs, you're going to love it.
So the last few weeks have been crazy busy. So we spent Wednesday through Saturday with our agents at our event, Agent Palooza. So we definitely have a lot of thank yous, so stay tuned to the end for all of that.
And if you've thought about becoming a travel agent, now's the time. So definitely stay tuned to the end to get some exciting updates, including where we're going to hold next year's Agent Palooza. I also want to invite any of our listeners who have a large social media following to reach out to us. We are looking for some partnerships with the right listeners.
So it is Valentine's Day this week, and when visiting with one of our agents, Sherry, at Epcot and her husband, Chris, we were telling them that they should come back for a couples weekend.
And really got us thinking, while you may think Disney is for kids, it really is great for couples getaways, or as Walt always said, the kid in all of us.
And, in fact, our friends Bob and Ann, they're going to be coming down later this month, and they're doing a really fun quick trip to Animal Kingdom as the focus. So they want to do all Animal Kingdom stuff. So they're staying Savannah View rooms, which of course we always recommend for that one.
And we do have some fun ideas if you listen to our other podcast, Travel Inspired. We just did an entire show on how to maximize your paid time off with holidays and how those dates could line up nicely for a couples weekend.
And so to keep it simple, we're going to start with, for your couples getaway, pick a date and then get it on the calendar, because you know what they say, show me your calendar and I'll show you your priorities.
And you really need to schedule these getaways with just the two of you, no kids. So where should you stay? Now for couples getaway especially, think about plussing up your resort choice. Stay at a deluxe resort, and even better yet, club level.
So our favorite club levels have been Animal Kingdom, Boardwalk, and Polynesian. We did like the Contemporary, though, because it was very chill, very small, because we were in the suites category.
And we really do like the club over Contemporary. So a shout out to our awesome host, Jim, that was there. When I say the best overall club, I mean, as far as the club itself is really at Coronado Tower. It's called the Kronos Club at Gran Destino Tower. It's big and it was designed to be a club. because it was built as part of the new tower. The others were more of an afterthought. I say afterthought because when they were built, I don't think club level was even a thing.
It wasn't. You can kind of tell, too. You can kind of tell. It's like retrofit. I mean, the tower is also way more deluxe than a moderate, so don't let it fool you.
Well, they also have some suite options there as well.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. So another hidden gem is the loft suites over at Boardwalk. They are super unique and special for sure for couples. I love that.
There really are a lot of suites, and you won't find them on the Disney website, which is another reason to work with a travel agent that specializes in Disney.
Yeah, I love plussing up vacations with those suites. Okay, the next thing is to consider enjoying just a simple trip. We're talking no pressure to go to all the parks. Maybe you come down only to go to Epcot to a festival.
Or come down and do a special tour and enjoy some fancy dining.
I love those, for sure.
I know you do.
Now, if you do want to combine relaxing and just maybe a little park time, did you know that there is a spa at the Grand Floridian?
I did.
I know you did. So you can book a couple's massage and enjoy a non-park day, but you're still surrounded by Disney magic. And I would even venture off to say you could do the Four Seasons too and do the same thing. Super fancy.
Or plus it up even more and do the 5 seasons. We don't know.
There's just four.
Another great way to plan a trip is to do it around one of the after hours events or the holiday parties. But then plan to sleep in and don't stress over rope dropping.
Yeah, you can like stay up late at those parties and then just relax. It's super nice. But one of the highlights that you will find for a couple's trip is the dining, because you have no littles to worry about. So take advantage of those fancier restaurants.
There is a hidden secret that you may or may know about, or maybe you think you know about it. And this is a great end of day thing to do if you don't want to be in the parks, or maybe it's a non-park day.
Yeah, and that is a date to go see the Cirque du Soleil show Drawn to Life and enjoy it with the dinner at a place that is super close to the show, and it's not going to disappoint.
And it definitely did not disappoint when we were there. So earlier we told you about a restaurant that is now our official restaurant partner, and that is Jaleo by Jose Andres at Disney Springs.
And did you know that they have a special menu just for guests who also have tickets to the Cirque show?
And like most businesses, travel is all about relationships. I want to give a special thank you to our friend Greg over at Cirque du Soleil Drawn to Life at Disney Springs.
And we met him at our annual Disney Agency Owners Summit. And what he and the team at Drawn to Life did for our agents at our event was absolutely incredible. I mean, the show's incredible.
And it was Greg who made the introduction to Gene, who's the GM over at Jaleo. Again, just a very, really, really awesome experience. So yeah, thanks to both Greg and to Gene.
Yeah, so we took our top performers for our agency right before the Drawn to Life, and we did the VIP experience, which is the only way to see the Cirque show. I mean, we've seen it before. You actually don't have to do the VIP, but, you know.
I really wish that we had a little more time that night before the show, but we had Sam, our friend from Fleet Transportation, pick us up at Contemporary, and he took us over in a Sprinter van over to Disney Springs.
Yeah, and we really did not expect how much food that Jaleo put out. So we had a prefix menu, and we couldn't even get through the whole list. And so for those of you that are on YouTube, you can see just some of the amazing dishes that we tried.
So the agents were blown away by the experience. The food and the staff were both just, I mean, over the top.
Yeah, and one of the things is one of our agents that was with us, he had done this for his birthday, and he said it was a 3-hour dinner experience before they went to the show. But when it was time for Drawn to Life, we were getting ready. The show was going to be starting up. So we went over there and we got a great group photo op. We had great seats because of the VIP, and then we had a private backstage tour that lasted about 90 minutes.
It's usually not 90 minutes, but we had a group of 14 of us, and being travel agents, they did have a lot of questions. And guess what? You can also get a VI package too.
Yeah, highly recommended. So there's our top pick for Disney Springs on a couple's night. And now we're going to jump over to the parks and tell you our favorite in each of the parks. We're just going to do it in the order the parks were built, not the restaurants. But one thing to keep in mind is that all 4 of these are pretty easy to get into if there's just 2 of you.
So over at Magic Kingdom, it's Skipper's Canteen, and it's great staff. They're all in character, and we love the decor there. Again, it's pretty easy to walk up with just 2 people.
At Epcot, we have 2 restaurants there, and they are in the same location, and that is in Japan. So we have Teppanydo for the experience, and then Shikisai for sushi with the tuna and ponzu sauce, which is so good.
It is. The first time I even had ponzu sauce was back like 2010 at the Super Bowl. You were in California producing an event. I'm driving around with my friend, the actress Shannon Elizabeth, and we just went to this little strip mall. She goes, have you ever had ponzu sauce? I'm like, no. And I tried it. Now it's one of our favorites. So Hollywood Studios has two that we really like, including, you guys probably know this, Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. But our go-to, and we just did this last week, is the Hollywood Brown Derby. And we always get one of two things. It's either the famous Cobb salad, or they're really, I'll say, one of the tastiest steaks on property of anywhere, and that's their filet mignon. One thing we're not getting, the plant-based shepherd's pie. That makes zero sense to me.
I know, and you like shepherd's pie.
I do, but not if it's plant-based.
Now, over at Animal Kingdom, there is no comparison. Yak and Yeti is always at the top of our list, and our menu item of choice is always the ahi tuna nachos.
Yes,
always.
It really is, and we introduced our friend and 40-year cast member, Billy Flanagan, to that. We went and had lunch with him, and he had never been there, and he goes, I didn't even know this restaurant existed, even though he works in the parks. Like right now, he's on the Nemo show. Exactly, which is right around the corner.
Funny. Yeah.
So, man, he's in incredible shape. Very, very careful about what he eats, and he loved them.
Yeah.
So again, we've been getting that for years, although I think it's gotten a little bit smaller.
I don't think it's getting smaller.
Tiny bit.
Okay,
it's close. Okay, but the price has definitely gone up.
The price is significant. I think it's gone up probably at least $9 since we first started getting it.
Probably, but it is still good enough for two people. Or when our niece was here last year, all three of us enjoyed it.
Yeah. So this next year, grab your sweetheart and head to Disney. It doesn't have to be just around Valentine's Day or an anniversary or a birthday. Make it a weekend just for you two to get away.
I remember a couple years ago, actually, our first year that we lived up here, we did club level at Animal Kingdom just for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and you know what? And it was fantastic. I loved it. I love couples trips, and I think that it is important. And again, prioritize this. And Disney is a great place. Maybe you're listening to this and you're like, I'm not as much of a Disney fan as my spouse. Well, you know what? If you come down to a couples trip, then your spouse may change their mind, because there's lots of things to do other than just go to the parks and see characters. And of course, we would love to help you. And even if you want to make it a surprise, we can help you with that also. I know. I love a surprise. We do. Yes. So to close out this show, we have some exciting information and a lot of thank yous. First of all, we want to thank all of our agents who came down from all over the country. It was our best Agent Palooza event ever. Yeah, and we love seeing our agents in person. That was really a highlight for Rob and I, to meet so many in person for the first time. So every year, Agent Palooza gets bigger and better. This year was a whole nother notch above, a whole nother level, but by far the best. And it was year two for our very good friend Jen Lee, who kicked it up another notch this year, like I just said, and made a huge difference as our MC, our Master of Ceremonies. And this is the second year that we have had two of my longtime friends, Mark and Nate from Utah, produce our event. They had their audio tech, Jamin, and they did such a great job. And each year, I just think we plus it up. We even added equipment to make it easier for them. This year, it was the headsets. I know it really was. It's so our crew could communicate, in front of the stage and backstage. Last year, we didn't have them. It made things go so much smoother. Also, our speaker wrangler, Christy, who is also our group travel specialist at the home office, and our stage manager, Lisa, who is the daughter of a couple of our clients. Both did a fantastic job. And I know, more thank yous, but these are very much deserved. So wow, did Gabe, our new video tech, do a great job. He was by far the best videographer we ever had at any event that we've ever done. Yeah, he was so good. And this year's keynote speaker was a big hit for sure. And that was Jennifer Tin, who is the director of marketing for Disney Cruise Line and is also a 30-year cast member. She was fantastic. She really got the crowd going on that Friday morning, and all the really, really cool new things coming to Disney Cruise Line in all parts of the world. I know, I love that. Something we're also very excited is that our MC, Jen Lee, and our entire crew are coming back for Agent Palooza 2026. And we are so excited to already have the dates for 2026, and they are January 21st through the 24th. But guess where we're going? I don't know if they can guess, but let's just tell them anyway. Who cares? We are going to come back to the Contemporary Resort. It was a huge hit, and for many of our agents, it was the first time that they ever stayed at that resort, and the staff there was so good. The locations, our conference room, even our production crew were like, okay, can we come back? Because this was so easy this year. Yeah. And speaking of that, when you join us as a travel agent with Creating Magic Vacations this year, your ticket to Agent Palooza is included, plus your 3 nights at the Contemporary during the event. I already know that some of our agents are going to come down probably a few days early
and maybe staying a few days after.
Yeah, because we're kind of like over that Martin Luther King weekend. They can package that in.
So we had lots of surprises this year, including Cirque, who sent one of the main characters over from their show, Miss Hesitation. And so they sent her over to our event for a really cool photo op.
Yeah, which was right after we announced that all of our agents who were in attendance at Agentpalooza, they also got 2 tickets to a future showing of Drawn to Life. And I just think that's amazing. I mean, you have to see this not just once. You have to see it multiple times.
It is so great, and we're excited about that partnership.
Yeah, we are seeing many of you who have filled out the form to learn more about working with us as a travel agent. So thank you for your patience. We had to get through Agentpalooza. We do this every year, but we are ready.
We will be reaching out to you personally probably this week or right after, including a highlight video from Agentpalooza so you can kind of get the feel of the experience. Also, the next steps so you can get on a call with me to learn more.
So we hope you have a great week. If you've made it this far in the show, you get a gold star and some pixie dust. And of course, if we can help you plan your next couples vacation or family trip, please reach out to us or your Creating Magic Vacations travel advisor.
Until next time, have a magical day.
We hope to see you real soon.